this book here, Franz Bardon's Initiation into Hermetics, which is a really great book, really great system to work through, and offers a lot of potentials to aspiring spiritualists, and also a lot of freedom as well. So the first part of this book is very often overlooked when we're exploring this work. And so we want to jump into that. This is the theory section right at the very, very beginning. And we'll get into all the steps as this particular series of videos goes on. But I thought it might be nice to start at the beginning because the intro to this book acts as almost a type of safety mechanism. And if we really meditate on it and look into it, you'll find that there's a lot of very positive mental frameworks that are laid down and perspective-based freedoms that allow us to navigate the work in a safe way that it prevents a type of supernatural ego from arising when it comes to doing this work, which is very common in the magical type of traditions or any spiritual work that involves using energy for specific purposes. In vague types of spiritual exploration, say from a surrender release standpoint, where you're expanding your consciousness, essentially, there isn't too much emphasis put on immediate specific use of the work. And when there is a lot of emphasis put on use of the work, the part of us that is using the work is usually, especially in the beginning, not so developed because we haven't done a lot of the work because we just started, but we're learning how to use energy. And the result of this can be a type of cementing of the ego. And there can be a lot of damage that can be done on that front. So when we look at the introduction to this book, it takes care of a lot of that. And we can apply that through all the steps, okay? So this introduction starts with, got my reminders here. The introduction starts with a look into the elements, an exploration of the elements. And the elements being the makeup of everything on the physical and vital planes, on the astral planes, as well as in the emotional relationships within the body, and on the mental planes as well, all as coming from the elements. Okay, now as people progress on the path and move through the elements, and then are either tapping in through their own accord or are gifted through transmission, direct relationship with light, it can be very, very easy to forget the importance of the elements and the nature of the elements. As such, they move through everything at each layer of the vibrational scale of all the planes is an amalgamation of the elements. So whether you're working with literally the mineral kingdom and stones, or whether you're working cosmically with say constellational or planetary type meditations or Kabbalistic type meditations, letter magic, word magic, etc. This all comes down to a refinement of your understanding of the elements, which comes through your meditative and perceptive capabilities. So this starts with an exploration of the elements, and it looks at them in sort of some depth, some vagueness, but there's a lot of value that can be had in exploring this. So you can start with each of the principles of the elements as this author relates to them, and spend a little time contemplating, meditating on the principles as written of the elements. This doesn't need to be done in a hard sense of sitting down and rigidly focusing on it, but go for a walk and allow the mind to wash over it, read through. These are very short little mini chapters there is what they call them. But these little paragraphs, read through it, memorize a few points, go for a walk, and just mull it over. Okay, this is a really nice way to begin at any type of practice, is you just allow the mind to begin to grasp a little bit what it is that you're going to be working with, so that you can let go and allow more of that information to start percolating and flowing through.